Welcome friends to another Tarkir Dragonstorm Draft. I'm Nico aka Ananda MTG, always trying to make the magic happen. So without further ado, let's draft. Alright, stoked for the nice draft here. And we opened Mardu Siegebreaker or Sage of the Skies. I think both are strong. Sage of the Skies is just the better one. I thought I should look it up, but I still will open 17 lands. If you don't know what that is a third-party tracker where you can see all the picks, and that helps to know if what kind of decks are open. But Sage of the Skies, just a solid first pick that will work in a different decks, also in a Jeskai deck, for example. And Mardu Siegebreaker would just only work in the Mardu deck. Also, I think Sage of the Skies is just stronger, so happy to pick that up. And now we have Wayspeaker Bodyguard. Oh, okay, now I think I need like that's a good follow-up. Return target non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less from the graveyard to your hand. But there's also Shock Brigade, which is pretty cool, especially in the Boros deck, which I've had the best success with. So, and this is just not as strong. Well, whenever you cast your second spell, tap target creature and opponent. You know what? Yeah, tough spot here, but I think I'll just take the Wayspeaker Bodyguard, because that also would work in both of the decks. The Boros deck, but also the Jeskai deck. And here we have Stormplane Detainment. There's also a Bearer of Glory. And a second Dragonstorm Globe. That's the second one I saw. But I think Stormplane Detainment is just the best card here. Especially with my three first picks being white. I'm happy to pick that Stormplane Detainment up. And here we have a Delkov and Pack Beasts. So we are definitely white, and we are definitely aggressive. That's for sure. There's also a Spectral Denial, pick number 4. So maybe we can even build some Kishla Trawlers. It's not a thing, but we could build some kind of blue-white control deck, blue-white aggressive deck that also, like, nah. I think Shock Brigade is just the better pick, to be honest. This is a decent card, but with all those picks and Shock Brigade pick number 5 coming my way, I think Boros is actually pretty good to land in. But now there's no red cards, so I think white and aggressive, sure. But what's the second thing to do for us? Kishla Skimmer is cool, but that's Poise Practitioner. Those cards are just not the best ones. Still, I think Poise Practitioner is just a 3-drop that you can play. So especially if I end up in some kind of mono white deck, which I don't think is the best choice. But yeah, I don't really want to be Celestia or blue-white, so Celestia is blue-green, if you don't know. So Dragonback Lancer, that's okay. Those are just mediocre cards, so I'll put that Poise Practitioner and also the Dragonback Lancer on my maybe pile. Here we have a Devoted Duelist, which I would play in the Boros deck over those cards. There's also another Dragonback Lancer, and if I just stay mono white, because Devoted Duelist is just not that good. Maybe I can just build a mono white aggressive deck, I don't know. But here we have an Underfoot Underdogs, and that fits the Boros strategy pretty nicely. So I think, and here I think wow, yeah, 3-drop. I don't want to play a 4-drop, not this one in a Boros deck. So now it's just, yeah, Meticulous Artisan. I think it's possible to play 1 copy, but those cards I'm not interested in. Okay, pack number 1. was pretty decent for me. Okay, I play the Embermouth Sentinel. I think in an aggro deck, it's really possible to play it because it removes another land and it's a 2/1 for 2. So it's actually solid. And here we have Tevil, pretty nice, but given my start, that's not what I want to end up in. So I think the Surgo's Vanguard versus Corey. And I do love the Corey, but I do love it more in some kind of Jeskai deck where I play lots of cheap stuff. And I think Surgo is just pretty cool for my deck, so happy to pick that one up. And now we have Sunset Strikemaster versus Fortress Kingguard. And to be honest, Sonic Shrieker also. And I think that is totally worth splashing for, because I can search with the Embermouth Sentinel for the black source. So if I can pick up 1 or 2 more of the Embermouth Sentinels, I don't have to play that many tap lands, which would make the deck even more aggressive and better. And here we have Marshal of the Lost, but I don't think I want to splash for that. Well, it's cool, but I'd rather take either the Scarred Barons or the Rebellious Strike. And to be honest, I think there may, if we find a Mardu Devotee or another Embermouth Sentinel, I think I can just not take the tap land and take the Rebellious Strike, because that is a pretty cool card and I love to play that. Here we have Poised Practitioner, Wild Ride, but there's also Dragon Spray and a Starry-Eyed Skyrider. When this attacks another target creature you control against flying. That's also pretty cool. Attacking tokens gain flying. But it's just a 1/3 flying for 3 mana and I don't have that much removals, so this is interactive, but all the other stuff is just creatures. And I think I want the interactive spell. And that's a good removal spell. So, we have now Yathan Tomb Guard. Whirlwing Stormbrood. Yeah, apparently the person to my left, or someone to my left, is also interested in the cards that I'm interested in, but yeah, I don't wanna splash more than one. This Sonic Shrieker is just super solid, and that's why I want to splash for that, but I don't want to splash. Yeah, now nothing coming our way. Not too many interesting picks. Let's pick the Tempest Hawk. That can be annoying. Lightfoot Technique, Sandscatter Outrider. Well, Unsparing Boltcaster, I'll play 1 copy. But yeah, I'll play 1 copy. It's also kind of a removal spell. It's not the best one, but I can treat it as a removal spell. Now we have Embermouth Sentinel, second one, or Coordinated Maneuver. So I think I'll still take the Coordinated Maneuver because it's just a pretty decent card for this deck. And here we have another Loxodon Battle Priest, but I think that's just too slow for my deck. I'd rather take the second Tempest Hawk. So this card has some value, especially in limited, to find another creature for sure that you can cast for sure. That's pretty decent, and it will probably not be blocked. There's just nothing in here for me, so I'll take the rare, and also nothing in here. Ringing Strike Mastery, whatever. Boulderborn Dragon, I'll take that one. And here we have another Poised Practitioner, which might be playable, but I don't love it. But you know what? I'll still take it, because I think we can play, we can cut some lands in this kind of deck. Here we have a Nomad Outpost, and I think I want to have 1. Or Fortress Kingguard, Molten Exhale, all pretty decent cards. But we don't have a Mardu Devotee yet, so I think taking 1 Triland is what I should be doing, even though there's a Reigning Victor. But you know what? I'll take the Triland, just because it's the second source. And I really want to be able to cast the Sonic Shrieker, so I think I should also take the second tap land. Because there's also another Coordinated Maneuver here, which I do love also. But I'll take the tap land just to be sure to cast my Sonic Shrieker. And here we have a Mardu Monument, which makes me super happy because that's a very strong card, and it will also, now we have 3 black sources, so maybe I can even cut that Scout Barons later. There's also a Stormplane Detainment, which would or could be really nice, but I think at the moment this also, once I find the swamp, I can just play 1 swamp with that. So I have stuff that finds me swamps. 1, 2 swamp finders. And yeah, here I'll take the, you know what, I'll take 1 copy of the 4-drop. Let's just take it for here. There's also Caustic Exhale, but yeah. And here we have Lightfoot Technique versus Rescue Leopard. We already have more cards than we should in the deck, so we can start cutting the worst ones. Maybe, but I don't really know what I want to take here. It's a 3-drop. That's 4 in 4 power, so cut 1 Poised Practitioner. Take that Rescue Leopard. I really would love another Embermouth Sentinel. And here we have Iridescent Tiger, which can be cool, but I think that's just a really good card. Salt Road Pack Beast, what I want out of this pack. So let's cut another Poised Practitioner. Just cut the worst 4 drops. Here we have another good 2 drop, so I'll take that, cut 1. By the way, friends, if you're enjoying this so far, why don't you show some love by hitting that like or subscribe button down below. It helps the channel grow, and I'd appreciate it a lot. Cut here. You know what? I think Tempest Hawk is the better 3-drop than the Poised Practitioner. Here we have another Devoted Duelist. Super happy to pick that up. Also cut the worst card and Fortress Kingguard. So Boros, at least from that side, well, switch it from my right. Boros is pretty open, which makes me happy. So sorry about that. Yeah, Twin Bolt, Garment Rakshasa. I don't want that, but I think the deck is decent. This is the opportunity. I don't really know if I want to play that. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 interactive spells is well, but you know what? I think we're going to manage. Maybe we'll play 1, cut another land. So at the moment, I have a good feeling about the deck. We have 3 sources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sources to find with. This is a source to find black. 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 So we can cut the swamp because 4 sources is enough. Now we have just 39 cards. And I think, so now is Tempest Hawk or Poised Practitioner better? I put out the Dragonback Lancer, and I think I do like the Tempest Hawk more than the Poised Practitioner. So I think it's just going to be able to, how many creatures are these? 19 creatures. You know what? I'll even play 1 Seize Opportunity and cut 1 Poised Practitioner. I do think Tempest Hawk is stronger just because it can fly over the opponent, and yeah. So I want to play the deck like this, and yeah, 7, 14, 16 lands. Let's give it a shot. So today the ranks have been reset. I think maybe that's why that draft went so smooth. I don't have a 1-drop or a 2-drop. I think I'll mulligan. Yeah, that's much better. Keep 6. Put back that Tempest Hawk. And play the Scout Barons. Pass the turn. Opponent. Let's see what they have. Opponent plays a planes, passes that turn. Okay, I'll play the Mountain. And I'll play the Fortress Kingguard. Endure 1 and make a token. Pass that turn. Opponent draws a card, plays an island, plays a Fortress Kingguard as well. So maybe they are that blue and white tempo deck. I'll just now play the Mardu Monument and find a white source, because we already have the black one. And I'll not attack, pass the turn. Opponent draws a card, plays a Roiling Dragonstorm, draws 2 more, discards 1. They don't have a land, I think. But now they found one. But it's a tap land, so we just won a round. We just gained 1 turn. Play that plains. Now, let's just attack. They are blocking, so I will seize the opportunity. Give those 2 creatures +2/+1. Deal 3 damage and pass the turn. I could have played the Wayspeaker Bodyguard, but I think better play the Sonic Shrieker then, because if the Fortress Kingguard dies, I can just return it. So now, let's play a land. Let's attack. If the opponent blocks that token, they might have a counter spell. So I am afraid that they have a counter spell, but so I think do I want to play that Sonic Shrieker? Yeah, let's just give it a shot. Hope they don't have a counter. They don't have one, so I can kill that Shock Brigade. Whew. Sometimes you gotta risk it. Risk it for the biscuit. Okay. Opponent plays an island. And wow, passes the turn. So now I'll just make those tokens and attack. They can, ooh, they have an Osseous Exhale or something. Probably. Yeah. So that's my Sonic Shrieker gone. But it has done a good job. Now I can go Tempest Hawk. Or, you know what? I don't have anything else on the grave. No. No creature. This can only return non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less. And only to my hand. Sure. But I can tap their stuff. Okay. So let's just play that and play the Tempest Hawk. And then attack with all the stuff. So we could take the Mardu Monument, which is cool. So I'll play that over the Tempest Hawk. Tap that. I think it would be cool if something were tapped, already tapped, and you had tap that thing ability. If it would get a stun, then if it would get a stun counter, I think that would be amazing. They have something? No. Okay, opponent takes the damage. Plays a Roiling Dragonstorm, draws 2 cards, discards a card. Okay. And attacks, gains a life, draws a card. But it's looking pretty good here at the moment. Opponent plays another land, gains another life, plays a Jeskai Brushmaster, sure. So now we can. Whew. We can flurry, but do we remove the Jeskai Shrinekeeper? Yeah, because we can just tap the Jeskai Brushmaster. Tap that. And get that Jeskai Shrinekeeper. And attack with all our stuff. Opponent does block my bodyguard, but takes 4 damage, goes down to 10 life. And I'm passing the turn. Next turn we can, whatever, at least we can activate the Mardu Monument. Opponent, yeah, let's see what they have. That Jeskai Brushmaster is not a big thing. I mean, it's a good blocker, but I can just fly with the Tempest Hawk and find my other Tempest Hawk, so I have more flyers, and also activate the Mardu Monument. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 can do both. So they are taking their time. And they are casting a Poised Practitioner, sure. And a Devoted Duelist puts a +1/+1 counter on the Poised Practitioner, sure. And three, four, five. Like they all have Menace, which I think is cool. So Wastepicker Bodyguard is actually pretty decent. I thought it can only return a creature, but it can return also a monument, but that is actually pretty strong. So opponents taking their time. I think the deck is solid. Okay, Wild Riding his Jeskai Brushmaster. Wow, ouch. That is them attacking for 12. Oh, double strike. So I'll need to block with my Tempest Hawk. But I can, so I'll just take some damage and hopefully just kill them this turn. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And they have a blocker and I don't have a removal spell. So I think I'll have to take the play the Surgo's Vanguard, but I'll still attack with those stuff. And I like 13 life. They only have one more card. They can harmonize that to give that +3, then it can deal 10 damage. So if I just have some more blockers and those tokens stay, so I'll just keep 2 tokens as blockers and attack with. Wow, but it doesn't matter. It's no use in attacking. Yeah, attack like this. And if they block this, then yeah, I think 2 blockers should be enough for me. I hope so. Leave 1 blocker, one more blocker. And also have that Surgo's Vanguard, so yeah, let's just hope. Okay, that is 5 damage at least. Definitely 5 damage. So we can just block the Brushmaster. Let's just see. I have 2 blockers and I'm willing to sacrifice them. Because next turn, if I attack with the Surgo's Vanguard and all the tokens, 5 tokens and the Bodyguard, I think they'll die. Because they can only... Well, yeah. If they attack now, they either have to kill me now, or I think... Okay, equip that. That's now a 5/1 with Trample. Oh no, just with Haste. Attacks, draw 3 card. Draw a card for if you control 3 or more attacking creatures. Okay. But I think that's stupid. So I'll just block the Duelist and the Brushmaster. I don't think they're gonna attack. So they are passing the turn. And we drew a Dalkovan Pack Beasts. So if we block all the stuff, we need to attack with all our stuff. That's pretty important. And then play the Dalkovan Pack Beasts. Like 3 blockers, they're gonna block this, this, and this. If they don't have anything, Maybe an exhale. Let's just see it, but I want to attack. They are not passing priority. I would love actually, so they're taking my Zergo's Vanguard with the static snare. And if I attack with everything, next turn, no, I'll still have to. Because they are losing at least the Devoted Duelist. And so they still have the Brushmaster and the Poised Practitioner, but they are dead. Nice. Making the magic happen. I don't love it, but yeah, I have enough red cards. Play a mountain, pass the turn. Opponent draws a card, plays a Scoured Parents, passes the turn. And we found the Nomad Outpost, so I think actually I'm pretty happy. So I'll still play the Devotee Duelist before that, because I can attack for 2 and maybe trigger the Flurry ability next turn. Well, I can't, but still attack for 2 once, as long as it has haste. And now we found something, so we can even play the Nomad Outpost later. And I think let's just play the Zergo. Let's just and attack. Opponent goes down to 18 and I am passing the turn. Opponent draws a card and plays a Plains. Sure. So they have 3 lands on the battlefield. And they are playing a Severance Priest. Ouch. I reveal my hand and they can choose a non-land card that I have to exile. And they are taking my Unsparing Boltcaster, which I don't love. So I will play the Nomad Outpost here. And I will attack. And they are taking the damage, so I will play the Rebellious Strike on this one. Draw a card, and that's pretty cool. Opponent goes down to 9 life, and I am passing the turn. So, opponent draws a card, plays Plains. Yeah, at the moment it's looking pretty good for me. Even if they try to block something next turn, I can just play the Sonic Shrieker to kill the Severance Priest. And then I'll have a 4/4 flyer to deal some more damage. So, you know what? Let's attack. And they are blocking, which I think is cool. So I will Sonic Shrieker, kill the Severance Priest, or maybe they have the Hexproof spell. Let's just hope they don't. No Hexproof. Yes, no Hexproof, and I get a 3/3 token. Cool. So that makes me pretty happy. Opponent draws a card and plays a Plains. And the Window Church style Plains. Church window style Plains. Window Church, church window. So, opponent plays a Kintry Nurturer and Endures 1, makes a 1/1 token and passes the turn. So, I can just... You know what? I'll play the Rashin Sunshield. Exile whatever, that card. 2 target cards and that card. From a graveyard. And I'll attack with my stuff. So the opponent blocks... No, double blocks? No. They don't double block. They play Duty Beyond Death. That sucks, but they're going down to 5 life. Now up to 8 again. Because the Nurturer has lifelink, but still looking solid. Next turn I can go Mardu Monument into Salt Road Pack Beast, or I can just block the blocker. Block the blocker, tap the blocker. So they made some creatures, and I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I cannot cast this, but let's just play the Salt Road Pack Beast to draw another card, and we found an Embermouth Sentinel. So I think I don't want that, but I will play that Mardu Monument, so I will have those Menace Hasters next turn and remove another land from my deck. Found the plains, and I'll attack. So the opponent does double block my Arashin Sunshield. I'll kill the Kingtree Nurturer and the token, and opponent goes to 7 life again, distributing 3 counters. Now they will have lifelink next turn, but not this turn. And I do have the flyer, and I do have the monument, and if they're not able to kill either, then I think I win the game. But yeah, let's not be happy too early, because this day ain't over. Opponent attacks for 3 and passes the turn. No, I don't understand why they attacked, because I only have 1 attacker here, so. But now they're not able to. If they don't cast a creature now, okay, they haven't. Sandskitter, Outrider, sure. The Endurance one, okay, so let's. Plains. Yeah, you know what? This brings 3 creatures. Mardu Monument. Play that. They have all haste. And let's attack. Opponent does double block to kill my Salt Road Pack Beast. Or not. Let's see. But there's definitely 4 damage going through. Loving the menace on these tokens. Mardu Monument is such a solid card. Okay, so opponents figuring out how they want to block. Of course, I'll kill the only thing I can kill, and they are going down to 1 life. Now I can just play the Shock Brigade. That can also mobilize 1. So I think they are okay. They gain 5 life. But that's okay, because they'll have to attack, and if they don't, yeah, they are dead, because if they attack they don't have blockers, and they're only 1 life, so doesn't really matter. No blocks. Okay, that's it. Alright, that is a hand I am happy to keep. So let's play the plains and pass the turn. Opponent draws a card, plays a mountain and passes the turn. Let's play that mountain as well. Let's just attack with the Devoted Duelist. As long as I can be fast and be aggressive, I will, and I want to be fast and aggressive. So I'll not find a land, or maybe I should find the swamp, but I can find the swamp with the Mardu Monument as well. So, and that will just remove it from my library and not slow me down. And there's also Scarred Barrens, so it doesn't actually matter. But I'll still play the tap land, play the Mardu Monument, and search for another. We have 1 plains on hand. Let's take another mountain and pass the turn. So next turn we can go Arashin Sunshield, have a 3/4, or you know what? Let's play the bigger threat before. This is the bigger threat because it creates those mobilized tokens. So they have to remove that, and they are removing it. Let's now play that mountain and play that Arashin Sunshield. Pass the turn. I'll access. Yeah, you know what? Those 2 cards will go away, and I'm passing the turn. Opponent draws a card, plays a mountain. They have that. Oh, they harmonize. Okay, that was my fault, but it's not the end of the world. So let's just play the... Let's just attack. And then I'll play those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Decline. I don't want another land. I'd rather have another aggressive card. So, opponent's turn. They are playing a Quarry Mountain Monastery, which I don't love, and they are attacking, surveilling. Boulderborn Dragon is actually kinda nice. I mean, its stats are just weak for a 5-drop, but Flying Vigilance, surveilling whenever they attack is pretty decent. I think it's a good common. Twin Maw Stormbrood, dealing 5 damage to my Sun Shield, which hurts my feelings, but it's okay. It's okay, I will survive. Glacial Dragon Hunts harmonize, and dealing 3 damage to my Shock Brigade, but now that's the reason why I kept my Wastepeaker Bodyguard. So now I have a 2-drop that I want to return, and it will be this Shock Brigade. So let's attack for 2. Opponent goes down to 14 life, and now I'll cast the Bodyguard, return my Shock Brigade, and also play that Shock Brigade immediately, and then I will pass the turn, tap the Boulderborn Dragon, and pass the turn. So opponent has a removal spell? No, they have a Caustic Exhale, and Caustic Exhaling my Shock Brigade, killing that again. Ouchie bouchie. That's pretty unfair. I'm not fond of that, but I will survive it. I will survive it. It's not the end of the world. Sorry. So now it's better. And what does he do again? Exile, yeah, another extra card. Kind of like draw a card. Little weaker than draw a card, but the red way of drawing a card. Okay, we have Rebellious Strike plus Stormplane Detainment. And I think we should just withdraw another card. That's pretty cool. That's 5 damage, 5 mana. So, but yeah, we'll just remove the... Let's just remove the Boulderborn Dragon. Get that out of the way, and then attack with our stuff. And then let's see if they block. They are blocking. Now I'll cast a Rebellious Strike to kill the blocker. Tap that creature. And draw another card. So that is that. Opponent is at 11 life. Next turn I can either do Mardu Monument or Tempest Hawk. And that's pretty cool. 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 lands. So opponent has to use their removal spells. Sipsig Appraiser entering the battlefield. Sure. They are looking at their cards and putting one into their hand and the other into the graveyard. So, fresh start in the grave. Okay. So they have a good creature probably. Summit Intimidator. Target creature can't block. Wow. I don't think that's cool. Well, I don't think that's good. Like, it's not the end of the world for me. Let's just now attack. And they will go at it like this. Let's play the Sonic Shrieker, deal 2 damage to my opponent, who will go down to 10 life. Next turn we can kill, we can go in for 7 damage at least. Let's do that. Make those tokens, attack with all of them. Opponent goes down to 3 life. Let's play the planes and pass the turn. And I think that's probably the game. They have something, another Boulderborn Dragon, but still, if they don't have a second creature... Yeah, that's probably it. Okay, nice, making the magic happen again. Right, no red source. I don't love it, but I'll still keep it. Even though it's suboptimal, but yeah. Let's just start with the Scarred Barons and pass the turn. Opponent draws a card, plays a Plains and plays an Absent Devotee. Sure. Let's now cast our Fortress Kingguard and endure 1, make a 1/1 token. Passing the turn. So I do love to cast the Sage of Disguise. Oh, now I will have to play that because it's important for me to find a red source. Take action, mountain, putting that on top. And attack. We are an aggressive deck. We want to be aggressive. And they are killing our Fortress Kingguard and paying 3 mana to return it, probably. But that's fine for me as long because 2 mana, they'll have to pay it every turn, even though they can return it. Casting that again. And we found our land. Let's now. Let's attack. Opponent does block my Embermouth Sentinel, so I will. Yeah, you know what? Even though I can't deal damage with the Unsparing Boltcaster, it's what I wanna play here. Opponent plays a land. And yeah, considering their next move, but I think the Boros deck is much stronger than the Absent deck, like also than the Orzhov deck. The Orzhov deck can be strong, but what we have seen so far, okay, Caustic Exhale, sure, Caustic Exhaling my Boltcaster, that's fine for me. Now I can double spell. Well, do I want to double spell now? I don't think so. I'd rather attack and cast that Irashian Sunshield. I want to double spell. Yeah, I want to double spell Coordinated Maneuver into Sage of Disguise to get a second copy out of that one. Opponent plays the Absent Devotee again. They are, well, I mean, it's still at 17 life and they have more cards in their hand. They can survive long enough. That can be annoying. Okay, exiling but they're using up all the removal spells they have, so I think that's actually kind of okay. So now I will 1, 2, 3. No. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. I will seize the opportunity into the Sage of Disguise because I wanna get it on the battlefield now with the copy and attack for 1. And I will be able to cast those cards next turn, so that was actually pretty good. I have never played this card before, but I think it's actually a good card. Reigning Victor entering that battlefield, sure. Now we can. That, and I think Zergo's Vanguard, yeah, still into Coordinated Maneuver, killing the Reigning Victor, attacking for 5, gaining 4 life. That's my opponent going down to 11, and me going up to 25, which is pretty cool, and I'm passing the turn. So, opponent has a removal spell for my Zergo's Vanguard, but I don't care too much about that, because, yeah, because I have the upper hand, which is pretty cool. Let's just attack for 5 more. Opponent goes to 6. I'll go up to 27. Cast that Rescue Leopard. Pass the turn. I do have a Storm Plane Detainment in my hand, so whatever they are throwing at us, I will be able to get rid of it. And I don't think that they'll be able to turn that around. Strategic Betrayal. Exile a creature. 1/1. And your graveyard. Yeah, I don't care too much about that. Riling Dawnbreaker, and I can just Storm Plane Detainment that Dawnbreaker and attack, and that's it. Decline. That's the game. Cool. Yeah, happy about this. Don't you love it when it works? All right, that's a hand I will keep, even though it's pretty suboptimal. I'll need to find another land to make that work. I'll still keep it. Let's just see how it goes. We are on the draw, so didn't draw land, but still okay. Now I will just draw land, and that's it. Didn't draw land. Pass the turn. Opponent draws a card, plays another planes. We want to place a Yathan Tomb Guard, and we didn't draw a land, which hurts pretty hard. So I'll just get rid of the... Seize the opportunity. Yeah, I should have mulliganed. Not being able to cast something on turn 3, that's pretty... Yeah, that's just not good enough. Opponents, well, it's just a menace to power creature. I need to kill that. Submit a dragon. Yeah, sure. Submit the dragon. Now they know I have a Sonic Trigger, but gaining 2 life instead of losing it will buy me some time. So I need to find a land now. That's just pretty necessary. Opponent plays a Dragonback Lancer, sure. And we found a land. And that makes me pretty happy. Now we can Rescue Leopard. Pass the turn. Opponent draws a card. I don't think they want to attack, or they should attack with the Dragonback Lancer. If they do, fine for me. So I wanna... Yeah, Sage of Disguise is just super solid. I think they maybe have a removal spell. If they use the removal spell or the pump spell on the leopard... you know what? I'll still not block, because I think... I don't want to lose the leopard. And I want to be able to attack back again. So I'll take the 4 damage. Yes, and opponent does second main phase play a Caustic Exile, sure. Okay. So they did use up the removal anyway. Could have blocked as well, but it's not the end of the world. I'll just play the Tempest Hawk. And have a flyer now. Next turn I will probably block that token. Mobilize token. Opponent does draw a card. Yeah, we just lost a lot of time. For an aggressive deck, we just lost too much time. I'll block the token this time. And if they use something up for the Tempest Hawk, well, then it shall be like that. Twin Bolt, sure. Okay. So, I'm at 14 life, and opponent... So we found a 4th land. We can. Unsparing Bolt Caster. Ouch, that hurts. You know what? Let's still play it. And the Sage of Disguise, that needs to be a surprise, kinda. Okay, they just... Dragonback Lancer and just... like Orzhov can work, apparently. But only if Boros doesn't. Baron Step Siege. Sure, at Mardu, if a creature died, each opponent sacrifices a creature. Ouch. So we need to get rid of the Lancer, actually. Found another land. And we can now go... Yeah, do we just get rid of the... Wow, how to approach this? We need to get rid of the siege, because otherwise our Shrieker's just going to die. Let's take the siege away and we'll go down to 6, unfortunately. Maybe we're gonna lose that one. Probably we're gonna lose that one. But another siege? Come on. Okay, absent this time. Put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Sure, going down to 6. So now they have that counter. We can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sage of Disguise just a 2/3. It would be pretty cool if it's a 3/3. It's what I wanted, but we can make it now. We can, and we need to. Sage of Disguise, double spell, deal a damage, make a copy of the Sage of Disguise, attack with the Duelist. Opponent goes down to 17. Place a Nomad Outpost, plus attacks. I need to double block. Let's just hope they can't give first strike. If they can, then I'm screwed. But if not, oh yeah. Okay, well, yeah, that not looking too good here. They will recover now, and that's probably the game. Yeah, what should I do? Nothing I can really do. I can win some more time. I can deal 2 damage, make them discard a card. Having a blocker, having 1 attacker. They're going down to 13 life. And they draw a card. I need to find a removal spell. I think the problem with my deck is not enough removal spells. 1 or 2 creatures, 1 or 2 too many creatures. Let's just block the mobilize token. And opponent plays a devoted Duelist. If we find a removal spell, we might have a chance, but we didn't. So Salt Road Pack Beast and not a Tempest Hawk. Let's attack with the Duelist and opponent goes down to 11 life. I'm at 4. I need to block now both of their creatures, which sucks. But let's just see. Okay, mobilizing 1. Let's block the Duelist. And Duelist's dead, but the Dragonback Lancer just grows stronger and stronger. 2 Baron Step Sieges is a cool thing to have in your deck. Then just something like this is strong enough. Flurry dealing some damage. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. To having some more blockers. Attacking for 2. Opponent goes down to 8. We could still get out of this, but probably not. If we find another removal spell, let's just block 1 and 1 like this. So I am at 3 life now. Still at 3 life. Putting a counter on that. Underfoot Underdogs. Tap target creature. We can just start tapping the... I want to remove whatever. Tomb Guard. Twin Bolt doesn't really matter. I don't think they are... They really can do. Okay, this also mobilizes. Now it's okay. Ooh, they have a second spell to cast? Or not? Ouch, yeah, not going to get out of that one. Need to block this, need to block this. And now still at 3. With the quarry it's going to be really tough. Really tough. All their stuff growing bigger and bigger. 1, 2, 3. We can just kill the quarry at least. But we don't have any flyers. And that's it, we're dead. We are dead. We can attack for the honor. We could have tapped the Dragonback Lancer. Ouch. That was just stupid gameplay. That hurts my feelings that I was that stupid. Yeah. Alright. Opponent plays an Evolving Wilds. We found the black source, so we don't even need to find a land off that Embermouth Sentinel. Opponent sacks the Evolving Wilds, finds a mountain, and plays a plains. Plays a Riling Dawnbreaker, has now a 2/2. Let's play that Embermouth Sentinel, and we decline. We don't want to find in, not because we can just find it off the Mardu Monument. It's just a better way of removing the land from our deck. So we might draw a creature card or an interactive card the next turn. So opponent plays a Windscarred Crack, passes the turn. We just let's play the Tempest Hawk. Let's play that. Let's attack for 2. Opponent takes the damage, passes the turn. Okay. I don't they didn't attack. This had Summoning Sickness? No. Not ideal, I don't think. Well, they have. Okay. No blocks. Going down to 19 and opponent plays a Shock Brigade. Sure. We now can. We can go. You know what? Let's go Devoted Duelist into Mardu Monument. So next turn we can go Fortress Kingguard into Sage of Disguise and double spell. So that's, I think, it's the best play. Find the plains and attack with the flyer. And pass the turn afterwards. Opponent goes, yeah, sure. I want another Tempest Hawk. So I do start liking that card more and more as a 23rd card, because it's, yeah, it's a definite no blocks, definite creature find. So I do love it. Opponent doesn't have a 4th land apparently, which sucks for them. But they are casting a Fortress Kingguard and making a 1/1 token. And they're casting a Salt Road Pack Beast, drawing a card. So we can play a land. We can Fortress Kingguard into Sage of Disguise. Well, let's just attack before. And do we bluff? I don't think I should bluff, not at the moment. Deal 2 damage, take action, find another Tempest Hawk. And let's Sage of Disguise. Yeah, sure. Having those linkers on the battlefield will be good for me. And passing the turn. So next turn, if we find a land, we can just go Zergo's Vanguard. I think I'll just take the damage, no blocks, because if they have a pump spell or something, I don't want my Sage of Disguise dead, because those are definite. Yeah, those are definite. For life we gain. Opponent found the 4th land, plays that 4th land, and Place another Fortress King Guard. Yeah. Okay. We can deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage for sure. We can... We only have 5, so is it better to just cast that Wayspeaker Bodyguard? And attack with my Sage of Disguise, definitely. Because that's 4 life we gain, going back up to 12 life again. So I think now they have 1 mobilized card, only 1. Okay, Corey Steelcutter. Wow. Trample and haste, and whenever they cast their second spell, creating a 1/1 prowess monk. Sure, and they are just attacking with the Salt Road Pack Beast plus the Shock Brigade. And I think the Shock Brigade is what I should be blocking. Ah, it has Menace. So, do I want to block the Shock Brigade? Like this? And this one? Like this? Let's just see. They have something. Rebellious Strike on their 1/1, sure. But that's not first strike, that's just killing my Tempest Hawk. I think that's okay. Now we can play the land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, I shouldn't have blocked with my flyer. But now I'll have. Let's just attack. They are blocking like this. Okay. I'll gain some life, but I can only cast 1 card. So I need to kill that one, I think. The Prowess Monk, that's just too scary. Your opponent goes to 5. I'm up at 16 life. Unsparing Boltcaster, killing that Prowess Monk. And that feels good and solid, actually. So they cannot just attack me. They need to leave some blockers, and I can, with the Mardu Monument, make those hasters, which is pretty nice. So yeah, it didn't look good for me, but with the Sage of Disguise, that's just a game-changing card. Riling Dawnbreaker entering that battlefield, we need to find a removal spell. Okay, I'll take 3 damage. No blocks. But they're tapped out. We didn't find a removal spell, but that's just 5. And we can just Zergo's Vanguard. You know what? Activate that ability. Be the pressuring party. Gaining 4 life definitely. And killing some creatures. Okay. Having another flyer is cool, but I would love to have a removal spell for the Riling Dawnbreaker next turn. Yeah, interesting match here. But those are the ones that count. Those are the funny, interesting matchups. So just 1 damage needs to be dealt. And we can cast just both our flyers. They don't have any mobilized cards anymore. We have Zergo's Vanguard, pretty cool. So that's a threat for them. They need to remove Voice of Victory, sure. This creature gains double strike. And wow. But this just gives haste. Ah yeah, but they didn't equip it to the Equilibrium Adapt, which I think is cool. They could have. You may attack because they can attach it for free. That's a cool equipment. Why are they attacking with that? It just doesn't make any sense at all. The only flyer? Because it has vigilance, that's why. That's why they are attacking. Dealing 6 damage, I'll go to 11. Yeah, pretty interesting matchup here. Come on, if we find the removal spell for the Dawnbreaker, I am happy. Come on, I'll take the damage, what are you waiting for? Okay, that's 3, 6, 7, 8 damage. Okay, keeping it safe. Just 6 damage. Yeah, unfortunately my hand at the moment does not provide an answer to that situation. We can just go... We'll gain some more life and we'll have some flying threats. And I think having those flying threats is pretty important. So, and let's just play those. Well, at 11 life, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's play the Underfoot Underdogs. And so I have another blocker. And do I attack? Not now, because I need to attack next turn with both my flyers. If I survive this one, that's the most interesting match of all of them as far as I've played today. That's a pretty tough one, pretty interesting one. Mirror match. So please give me a removal spell. I need just to block the Equilibrium Adapt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I need to block some stuff, but I will be able to deal damage with my stuff here, unless Equilibrium Adapt, another one entering the battlefield. And ooh, Descendant of Storms, so they can flurry, giving that double strike. And that prowess trigger, but I do still think that I might be able to win this. So I need to block the double strike thing. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, attacking with everything, sure. So now we need to block with... We need to block this one for sure with a 1/1. We need to block this one like this, and then we'll take 1, 2, 3, 4, also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, we need to block more stuff. Let's block the... Let's block... Ouch. You know what? Let's block with the Unsparing Boltcaster that soldier. Now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And just to be sure, yeah. So that's the game. Alright, 4 land hand, nothing to cast except for something on turn 3. I think I'll mulligan this just to... Yeah, it's okay-ish. It's okay-ish. Play a land. It's not much better than the other one. And plus we don't have the black source. Well, now we have, but no 2-drop, and that's unfortunate. Opponent plays an island. We'll play let's play the Rescue Leopard. And pass the turn, opponent draws a card. Plays a forest, passes the turn. We're just so good at drawing cards. Lands, let's just attack. Discard a card. I'll discard a plains, draw a card, and play that Rebellious Strike just to draw another card. Hopefully make up for that stuff. Opponent goes down to 14 life. I'll play another land and pass the turn. So the opponent draws a card, plays a mountain, plays a Jeskai Devotee. Sure, that enters the battlefield, and they pass the turn. I draw a card. Embermouth Sentinel. Let's just play that. And now decline. Play the coordinated maneuver on the Jeskai Devotee. So they can flurry. But they can't flurry. They can't. Ooh, ouch. That hurts. That was a good response. Not happy about this. Though, we can just 1, 2, 3, 4. Deal a damage. Attack with all our stuff. They have a Karekik Guardian, which I hate. Swirling Stormbrood flashes into that battlefield. They are going down to 11, but they now have the card advantage, and I just have a Saltroad Pack Beast. And they can cast their Karekik Guardian, and that has Vigilance and Trample and Hexproof and all that stuff. And they can cast dragons as though they had flash. So I'll just cast my Saltroad Pack Beast. And not attack because... You know what, I'll play the land. Because they're gonna flash it in anyway, so... I'll just not attack. Pass the turn, opponent draws a card. Attacks for 10, I'll go down to 7 life. They have a flyer now, it doesn't have hexproof, but they probably have something to yeah, they like, I'm going to die anyway. This just doesn't make haste, and this just is just not enough, and I can't block something. I can't, yeah, well, I can find something. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can deal 9 damage, but that's not enough. That's not enough. I don't love that. Let's just concede. But yeah, that happens. Sometimes you just have a shitty hand. That's a hand I will keep. I don't love it as well, but having the Nomad Outpost, being able, like my deck's just missing the 1-drops, but still, it's solid enough. It got me 5 wins so far. Let's play that mountain. Let's play that Embermouth Sentinel. Do I want to find a land? I don't. Yeah, you know what? I'll decline. I'll respectfully decline. Because with the Seize the Opportunity and without the Seize the Opportunity, it's just good enough. Let's attack. Opponent doesn't block. Let's play that Rescue Leopard. Let's pass the turn. Opponent draws a card, plays an island, plays a Poised Practitioner, attacks for 3. I'll not block. Take the 3, play the land. Let's attack with our stuff. Do I discard a card? I'll Decline. They are not blocking, they are blocking. So let's just seize that opportunity. Give our creatures +2/+1 each. So that is that, and they're taking 6 damage, passing the turn. Opponents at 12, playing another island. Playing a Stormplane Detainment, detaining my dragon. My cat, my rescue leopard. Let's just now cast that Arashin Sunshield. Exile whatever cards, discard, submit one, and pass the turn. Opponent draws a card. I am able to block the 4-bear, which I do think is cool. And they don't even care to bluff. Let's attack. They're taking that damage, so I'll just play the Shock Brigade. I should have also played the Rebellious Strike. So man, sometimes I'm just too fast, but it's okay. It's okay. Flurry when they cast Windcrack Siege, and they are choosing Jeskai. So they get at the beginning of their upkeep, they get a token. This is Menace, so they're probably not going to block it. So if they attack, I can just pump the Shock Brigade, deal 4 damage with that for sure. And if they block, yeah, so let's attack. Mobilize 1 next to blockers. They're blocking the mobilize token. I'll Rebellious Strike the Shock Brigade, draw another card, and now I'll just play the 2-drop. I didn't play it before because I thought if I draw a land, I might be able to cast that Boltcaster, which would have killed the Devotee. Okay, Channel Dragonfire deals 2 damage. They are at 2 life. They're casting a Devoted Duelist. They have that 1/1 lifelinker, which they will attack with, probably. So we just have the Unsparing Boltcaster, and they have a removal spell for my Shock Brigade. That would suck. Okay, that's 6-7 damage. That 8-9. That I'll have to take? Do I have to live with that? Come on, what's happening? Okay, so I'm at 4 life, and they're casting a Salt Road Pack Beast if I find the removal spell. But I can just... Can I just tap a creature? Attack with that for 2. Opponent can block the 1/1. They're at 2 life. And now I'll have to play Underfoot Underdogs to make another blocker. And let's just hope we can get out of this. We'll need to block the Pack Beast. Plus the 4-bear, but yeah, they can still... We have 2 blockers, they have 5 attackers. If we block the strongest card, it's over. Yeah, that was my poor playing. That was my poor playing. Ouchie bouchie. That, well, it happens. It happens. Still the deck's performing good, I think. I do like the deck still. And I am not too hard on myself. And I hope you're not as well. But 5 wins is pretty decent, so happy about this. Learning from my mistakes. I hope you're learning as well. And if you liked the stuff that I'm doing, show some love by hitting a like or subscribe down below. It really helps the channel grow. I'd appreciate it a lot, and I wish you a nice day.